Wild animals are amazing to watch, but most of us are accidentally annoying them. Here are 10 wildlife etiquette blunders you need to stop doing now. Asterisk whether you're hiking in a forest, camping in the wild, or just exploring your local park. Wildlife encounters can be magical, but there's a fine line between enjoying nature and accidentally harming it. Today, we're counting down the top 10 wildlife etiquette blunders that you should avoid, so you can keep both yourself and the animals safe. 10. Feeding wild animals. Explanation: feeding wildlife might feel harmless, but it's one of the most common mistakes people make. From tossing bread to ducks at a pond, to giving squirrels peanuts. These seemingly small gestures can drastically affect an animal's natural behavior. Why it's bad: wild animals have specific diets. Human food, bread, chips, processed snacks can cause malnutrition, digestive problems, or even death. Repeated feeding makes animals dependent on humans, which can lead to aggression and conflicts. Birds, for example, can get angel wing deformities from improper diets. Expanded example and anecdotes. Picture a family visiting a local pond. They toss bread to a flock of ducks. Within a few weeks, the ducks begin following humans around the park, quacking loudly and even pecking at hands. At first it seems cute, but the ducks are now conditioned to expect food, reducing their natural foraging instincts. This not only harms the ducks, but also attracts predators to areas with higher human activity. Engaging commentary. Think of it like this: if someone showed up at your fridge every day, expecting snacks you didn't plan to share, you'd probably get annoyed too. Animals feel the same way. They thrive when left to do what they do naturally. Quick tip: observe and enjoy wildlife from a distance. If you must feed, use approved food recommended by local wildlife authorities. B-roll suggestions: close-ups of squirrels eating acorns naturally, ducks swimming peacefully, people leaving food behind, wildlife ignoring human snacks. 9. Approaching too closely. Explanation: we've all been guilty of wanting a close-up shot. That cute deer just looks like it belongs in our selfie, but getting too close can create stress and danger. Why it's bad: wild animals are not domesticated. Approaching them too closely can trigger a flight or fight response. Even smaller animals like birds can panic, abandoning nests or chicks. Larger animals, like elk or moose, can become aggressive if they feel threatened. Anecdotes and expanded storytelling. A hiker in Yellowstone wanted the perfect selfie with a moose. He approached within 5 meters. The moose snorted, pawed the ground, and suddenly charged. The hiker barely escaped. A few photos aren't worth risking your life for stressing wildlife. Engaging commentary. Your camera lens isn't a magic force field. You can't hug a wild animal safely. Zoom, telephoto lenses, or binoculars are your new best friends. Quick tip: maintain at least 10 to 20 meters distance. Use zoom lenses or binoculars for B-roll suggestions. People photographing wildlife from afar, animals reacting to humans. Zoomed in camera shots. 8. Littering or leaving trash behind. Explanation: human litter is an invisible predator for wildlife. Even biodegradable items like fruit peels can alter ecosystems when left in large quantities. Why it's bad: animals ingesting plastic can die. Trash attracts scavengers, alters behavior, and pollutes waterways. Wildlife can also become entangled in discarded fishing line, six-pack rings, or plastic bags. Storytelling example: a national park discovered that ducks were ingesting bread bags left behind by tourists. Several died, and the local ecosystem balance was temporarily disrupted. Humorous commentary: if humans can survive without leaving a chip bag behind, so can you. Trust me, your snacks aren't that important to the forest. Quick tip: carry a small bag for trash. Practice the leave no trace principle. B-roll suggestions: trash in rivers, people picking up litter, animals near discarded items. 7. Playing loud music or making noise. Explanation: sound travels farther than you think in nature. Music, shouting, or even loud group chatter can stress wildlife. Why it's bad: noise interferes with communication, hunting, feeding, and mating. Animals may abandon their habitat or change migration routes. Chronic stress can even impact reproductive success. Example story: campers blasting music at night scared foxes away from their dens. Local researchers noted a drop in fox activity near the campsite. Engaging commentary: imagine trying to sleep through a rock concert in your living room every single night. That's how wildlife experiences constant human noise. Quick tip: keep music off in wildlife zones. Speak softly and enjoy the natural soundtrack. B-roll suggestions: quiet forest scenes, campers playing music, stressed animals fleeing. 6. Touching or handling wildlife. Explanation: the urge to hold a tiny animal or rescue it is strong, but it's almost always a bad idea. Why it's bad: human contact transfers bacteria, oils, and pathogens. Handling can stress or injure animals. Some species have parents that reject young touched by humans. Storytelling example: a tourist picked up a baby bird thinking it was abandoned. The parents immediately abandoned it due to the human scent. Tragically, the chick didn't survive. Engaging commentary: if you think the bird wanted a cuddle, think again. Nature isn't asking for hugs today. Quick tip: observe, photograph, admire but never touch. B-roll suggestions: people photographing wildlife carefully. Zoomed in shots of animals and hands with CGI or safe staging. Wildlife observing humans. 5. Disturbing nests or dens explanation: curiosity about nests or dens can have deadly consequences for young animals. Why it's bad. Disturbing nesting sites may cause abandonment, leaving babies vulnerable to starvation or predators. Storytelling example: in a protected forest, hikers approached a bird nest to take pictures. The mother bird fled, and predators quickly discovered the chicks. Engage in commentary: think of it as the baby's crib. Would you barge in, knock over the mobile, and expect them to be okay? Exactly. Quick tip: observe from a distance. Use zoom photography. Never interfere. B-roll suggestions: close-ups of nests, zoomed-in wildlife shots. Den entrances. 4. Ignoring seasonal guidelines explanation: visiting areas during sensitive seasons, like mating, nesting, or migration, is common but harmful. Why it's bad. Humans can disrupt feeding, mating, or nesting behaviors. In some cases, species may abandon nests, migration paths are interrupted, and populations can decline. Example storytelling: visitors walked along a salmon river during spawning season, scaring fish away and reducing egg survival. Conservationists had to intervene. Engaging commentary: timing is everything. Nature has schedules. Don't be the rude guest crashing their wedding. Quick tip: check local wildlife calendars. Respect seasonal closures. B-roll suggestions: migration footage, nesting birds, seasonal wildlife activity. 3. Flash photography explanation: flash photography might seem harmless, but it has significant impacts, especially on nocturnal animals. Why it's bad. Flash disorients animals, interrupts hunting, feeding, or resting patterns, and can cause long-term stress. Storytelling example: owls in a wildlife sanctuary abandon perches after repeated flashes from photographers, disturbing their nighttime routine. Engaging commentary: it's like someone turning a flashlight in your eyes while you're trying to sleep, all night, every night. Quick tip: use natural light or low-intensity lights for night shots. B-roll suggestions: night wildlife, camera flashes, animals reacting to light. 2. Feeding domestic food explanation: offering bread, candy, or chips is surprisingly common and very harmful. Why it's bad. Human snacks lack nutrients and can cause health problems. Ducks and geese eating bread develop malnutrition. Raccoons may become aggressive. Example, storytelling: tourists fed bread to ducks at a city pond. Within weeks, ducks were sickly, aggressive, and dependent on humans. Engaging commentary: your sandwich is fine for you, but it's basically junk food for wildlife. Imagine being forced to eat Doritos every day. Not fun. Quick tip: stick to observing or approved wildlife food. B-roll suggestions: ducks swimming, people offering approved feed, wildlife ignoring humans. 1. Chasing or harassing wildlife explanation: chasing or cornering animals is the worst offense in wildlife etiquette. Why it's bad. It's extremely stressful, dangerous, and can injure both humans and animals. It disrupts natural behaviors like feeding, resting, and mating. Storytelling example: a hiker chased a deer for photos. The deer stumbled, injuring its leg, while the hiker also tripped over a route. Mutual disaster. Engaging commentary: if you think you're just playing, wildlife doesn't agree. Let them walk, fly, or swim away freely. Quick tip: respect boundaries. Enjoy from afar. Patience is key. B-roll suggestions: animals moving naturally, people observing from a distance, wildlife freely interacting with environment. Wildlife encounters are incredible experiences, but respect is everything. Avoiding these 10 blunders ensures animals stay safe, ecosystems remain balanced, and your adventures are stress-free. Remember, even small acts of etiquette make a huge difference. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more nature content, and share your experiences in the comments. Let's make nature safe and magical for everyone, humans and animals alike.